Hello and very warm welcome, dear students and my colleagues. This is Dr. Zia Ahmed and recording a short video for the benefit of my students. Today's topic is going to be Women in Matriarchy in 100 Years of Solitude. All of us know that the novel 100 Years of Solitude is written by Gabriel Marquez. He is one of the best or famous authors and writers, novelists from Latin America. And his novel 100 Years of Solitude has multiple dimensions in it, but one of the dimensions is about women. We need to consider the portrayal of women in the sense that they have been portrayed not in the same way as the men. Men have been portrayed with full colors of postmodernism, but the women in this novel, they are having a kind of traditional role which is authentic, which is true, which is continuous, and in that way the onslaught of postmodernism by the men in this novel has been resisted by them by giving a kind of resistive attitude, and that is why it's a feministic as well, it is matriarchal as well on the part of the women. So let us see how does it go. In introduction, we can speak of the novel portrays the rise and fall of the Bew India family in Macondo. I'm sorry. All of us know that this novel portrays the landscape of an imaginary town, Macondo, in which Bew India family comes and stays for a long time, for generations and generations, and the story is about all that. There has been the rise, there has been the fall in the luck and working of these Bew India family. Women are there inside this novel and they play a very crucial role, but their role is consistent on three aspects. One is moral, emotional, and spiritual. It means that these women are still following the morals propagated by the old societies and all religions. They are following the same morals. And as women are dedicated and relegated to the emotions, which are motherly emotions, that means sympathy and passion, they show that. Same is the case with spirituality, that they are more connected with the spirit and spiritual aspect. So that is why this type of women characters have been portrayed. Similarly, if we look at the multi-dimensional portrayal of women, we will be able to see that ultimately they are the nurturers, they are the survivors, they are the resistors. So with these three types of roles, the women in this novel are recognized. For this purpose, we can, however, take a cue from the theoretical lenses. One of them is feminist lens, which says that it should explore women's negotiation of power, sexuality, and domesticity. And the same thing happens in this novel, that the women are often found to be trying to access power or gain power, and with the help of their sexuality, they are going to attain power, and they are also working in their homes and are trying to gain power out of that. This novel also tries to bring before us the patriarchal hollowness by letting us know that the oppression which goes on at home by any patriarch is actually the representation of the oppression in Latin American culture. Magical realism also counts in that. A lot of mystical kind of things happen in case of women, and the writer has blended myth and reality together, so as a result it's a possibility that a better construction of women's character has been shown in this novel. So these are some of the theoretical frameworks on the basis of which we can draw upon the analysis of the portrayal of women in this novel. We have the first woman, Ursula Iguara. She is the matriarch, she is the wife of Bew India family, first wife. By first I mean the first person as a wife who comes with this man and stays for 100 years. She is representative of the spirit, stability, continuity, and moral order in Macondo. So this is the hallmark of this woman, Ursula, that she continues to live for 100 years, and she is therefore representing herself to be living in the same condition all the time, in the same motto, same kind of motivation she lives on. As a result, she shows the continuity also, and the kind of morals she upholds, these are also permanent. Same is the case with her when we talk of the household duties. She also continues and takes care of the family legacy. Over a century, or almost full of the century, she continues to do so. She was the one who kept the family going for more than 100 years. So it is her contribution because of which we can see that the family is perfectly going on, perfectly moving on, even after the 7 generations. She is a symbol of, therefore, feminine endurance and masculine chaos. When the men are there inside the novel, they bring chaos to the place, to the home. At that moment, we can see that this woman, Ursula, is a symbol of endurance and a lot of clarity in the society. So that is the kind of woman that we have. So it appears to be the stronger character as compared to the main characters of the novel. Similarly, we have another woman, Pilar Ternera. She uses her sexual freedom and prophecy. She is the woman whom we can assign the chief qualities of being sensual, but along with independence. She is a lover. She in the novel is a mother. She is in the novel a spiritual guide also, who reads the futures in the cards. Reading future in the card may be her profession, but her role as a lover, as a mother, as spiritual guide, all are very significant. About her, we can say that it is her sexuality through which she portrays the resistance, and that resistance brings power to her. And because of that powerfulness of sexuality, she wins a lot of status in the society. And so, therefore, for her, sexuality is not shameful. It's a way of achieving success, independence, and freedom and empowerment. So, that was the second character. Another character is Amaranta. She is the symbol of virginity and resistance. She is the one who would not make love with anybody before marriage, and she will continue to maintain her virginity. All the excesses, all the kind of requests, or all the kind of passions which are coming on her, she denies those passions. She denies the love passion, and in that way perpetually remains virgin. Yes, it can be because of her sense of guilt, repression, and her response also against the patriarchal morality, that she doesn't want to indulge into such activities which may cause the loss of her virginity and cause the loss of her identity and cause the loss of her resistance. She continues to do that. She has got symbolically one bandage on her hand, and that is on an imaginary wound she's all the time taking, and this is going to symbolize that there are many wounds inside her which she's trying to cover through her character. So her speciality is resistance against the patriarchy, and that is why also this woman is a character which is showing her resistance and her identity as well, who wants to live on her own terms. Then comes Remedios, the beauty, purity, and transcendence. Remedio is again a very a miraculous type of performance in the novel. She is shown to be very innocent and detached to defy the physical existence. She doesn't want to live any longer. She ascends to heaven, an act of divine purity within magical realism. Although it's not possible for anybody to rise in heaven, but this is the character which in the novel is shown to be rising in the sky. It means it's happening with the will of nature, will of God, or it's not happening because it happens with every woman. It happens only with some special woman or personality, so that is why she is the one shown to be ascending in the sky. Therefore, she represents the escape from corruption of the male-dominated society as well. So this woman gains a special spiritual status because of which she is different, because of which she achieves that level where she may be able to ascend into heavens. So all these four examples go to show one thing about these women characters, that they have been shown to be powerful in comparison to the weakness of the male characters. For example, if you look at the men characters, we will see that they are obsessed and they are violent people, they are self-destructive therefore. In comparison to the men character, women sustain life, they continue life, they are the symbol of hope as well. There is gender inversion. Female characters bring order while the men bring chaos. That is one of the very special things in the novel, that men are all the time bringing chaos, disturbance, or problematic situation. It is the woman who tries to solve the whole issue. Therefore, one can say that women characters in Macondo are the symbol of one thing or the other. For example, if you look at the mothers, they are the source of creation and preservation. If you look at them as lovers, they are bearers of both desire and destruction. If you look at them as prophets and the spiritual being, then they are bridge between earthly and mystical kind of realms. So therefore, women in this novel embody the cyclical nature of time in novel. So therefore, we can conclude that the characters of women in this novel are very marvelous. They are very different from men. They are playing their role. For example, Marquez women are anchor the narrative. They are the heart of Macondo. So whatever activity they do, it is really something which cannot be possible without the character of woman. The novel therefore celebrates female resilience, spirituality, and intuition. All these things sometimes combine in one woman, sometimes one woman may be having one out of these three characteristics. But whatever it may be, it is the symbol of our empowerment, of our independence, of our freedom, of our thinking. And then comes lastly the third point, women symbolize endurance and continuity in world of the solitude. So in that way, we reach to the end of the whole topic that I wanted to introduce to my audience, that this is the role of women inside the novel 100 Years of Solitude by Marquez, the Latin American novelist. So he portrays the women in that sense, as I said in the beginning, that men are there to become postmodern. But even in postmodern age, women are there to maintain their truth, tradition, and whatever characteristics they possess, they work accordingly. So thank you for watching. Hopefully you might have get something out of it. If yes, do not fail to hit the subscribe and like button. And with the hope to see you in the next video, I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you for watching.